setting sun talks to me.
I guess it started when I was about 18 and I got into electronic music, listening to the radio and really getting inspired, and I discovered this whole new world of music, and I just got sucked in right away and I started buying records, and next thing I knew I was DJing. I won a DJ competition which allowed me to start a residency somewhere. This was during my studies for becoming an architect, and basically create music at the same time, and at some point I was making more music than being able to do my architecture job, and then I could make the switch. And this is now about 20 years ago, and I've never stopped enjoying and playing music.
Your whole body is shaking.
I'm sure architecture in some way and spaciousness has influenced my music. I definitely think so, especially in a way where I always try to make my music very like a real experience, you know, like sound-wise it should you should feel like you're inside the music, just like you're inside a building and a room, for instance. I mainly make music in Ableton nowadays. I used to use Cubase, but for the moment Ableton, I think it does everything really well. I can do anything, whether it's my radio show or making tracks or editing DJ sets. It's the best tool. The best thing at the moment is ADE, I guess. We're right in the middle of it. I've had a lot of great shows. This morning I woke up at 12 because I finished my set at 7 at Lowlands, which was great. It's a lot of people here, you know, and it's great to see everyone from around the globe and to celebrate dance music together. Wow, I've had a lot of great and interesting conversations in my life, and sometimes some of them are very unexpected. Young people, old people. I find it difficult to find one. I like listening to people's advice. I think it's really important, especially if you're young and you are breaking into the scene. It's also good to just make your own experiences, make your own mistakes. I don't remember listening to bad advice. To be honest, I don't think anyone's ever given me advice that I haven't learned anything from. There's always a take-home message and something to incorporate into your own situation. Eastern Europe countries, you know, it's a very special place in Europe. Probably the place where people are most excited about music, and the parties are pretty wild always. People are really into the music, are really very happy to see DJs come over, and I play there all the time, and I love it.
Be a friend of mine.
Ibiza is obviously also an amazing place. I go there probably the most of all places in the summer, maybe the year. This year I was about 10 times in Ibiza, and again, like, all the shows are amazing, especially this year after having been shut down for such a long time. I think everyone was super excited to go back into these amazing clubs, and I was lucky enough to play almost every major club this year and had some special experiences. I didn't grow up in a city, I grew up on the countryside, and I love that as well. I didn't grow up in Amsterdam, so I'm more from the south of the country, in the middle of nowhere, in between farms, and my parents had bought an old farm and they turned it into a house that we all lived in as a family. And that was quite amazing, just being surrounded by nature and just playing outside all the time. I didn't really have any television or anything. I grew up like without listening to a lot of electronic music or anything. I think maybe that's why I was so open to listen to electronic music when I actually discovered it. For me, it was like a whole new world, and that may not have happened if I grew up in the middle of Amsterdam. I'll never know, but I think for me, my journey into music was very natural. I've been doing lots of music this year, and also obviously during the pandemic. There's a lot of tracks that still need to come out and maybe never will come out. I released a new techno alias this year, which was the result of a lot of studio time during the pandemic, because that was the only thing I could do, the only way to express myself musically. It's a lot more like minimal style, straight techno, kind of like the 90s sounds, but with a fresh take. The new name, the new project's called Version, and we've released 1 or 2 tracks already, and there's more coming. I'm working on a new album, which is always great. It's always a favorite project of mine to do a new album. It's a way to present music in a different way than just releasing singles, you know. And for me, making an album is like a full body of work. It's really telling a musical story from the beginning till the end. And there's some great collaborations coming up as well. I can't say too much about it yet, but there'll be nice surprises. I made some remixes lately, and one of the biggest remixes I've done lately is going to be an artist that will collaborate on the album as well.
Okay, cool.
Oh, this one, yeah. Okay, this is me in South America. I always tell my tour manager to take lots of photos, and he's always a little bit lazy taking photos. Frank, he should do more. But this was a funny one. You know, sometimes he just randomly takes a photo. This was going into a restaurant on one of my days off. And I was just making a funny move, you know, so at least he would have a chance to take a funny photo.
If you could be a friend.
I'm not a great dancer. I'll admit to that, no problem. I move a little bit behind the dance floor. Behind the DJ booth, of course. I'm always moving during my DJ sets, but I wish I was better at dancing. Maybe I should take a dance course one day. Cats. I have 2 cats, and I love them to bits. I was speaking to someone today about how much I love pisco sour from Peru. Amazing. Oh, a vinyl, much preferred, yeah. 100% gallery. NFTs, I'm sure they're amazing, but they're kind of on your phone, and I love a real piece of art in front of me rather than having to look at my screen. I love the mountains. I love snowboarding, so I love it when there's snow on the mountains and I can go down from them. Maybe in the end clubs, and I think that's because music in the end is really made for clubs, at least some of the best music. How many cables I own? Probably over 500. There's a lot of them. Thank you so much guys from Ibiza Live Radio, and I can't wait to be back at Ibiza next year.